On the video I made explaining how the internet works, I regularly receive comments asking me how the internet travels the oceans. The internet is just packs of data sent through electrical signals over wires, above and below ground. So then how does this video get from me in the United States to somebody in Germany or India or Nigeria? Well, for a long time, most of this was done with radio signals relayed through satellites. If I wanted to send an email from the USA to Europe, that data would be sent along the landlines from me to a radio transmitter somewhere, then sent up to a satellite, which would then send it to another radio receiver in Europe, and then travel along European landlines to get to the recipient. While this system worked fine for the internet and for phone traffic for quite a long time, it was eventually displaced by a new system, one that actually sounds crazy to most people. Believe it or not, these days, the way data crosses the ocean is through massive cables that run along the ocean floor. Seriously. While this may seem like something out of a science fiction novel, it's actually how it works. There aren't one or two or three, but hundreds of cables running along the entire ocean floors between the continents, totaling several hundred thousands of miles, which all allow data to travel intercontinentally at incredibly fast speeds. What's even more amazing is that this wasn't done recently. The first time it was ever done was in the year 1858. A telegraph line was set up between Western Ireland and Newfoundland in North America. This allowed messages to be sent from North America to Europe in a matter of minutes, while beforehand the only way to deliver information of any kind was by sailing, which took over a week. At first thought, it may seem ludicrous and unreliable to run cables along the vast unknown of the ocean deep, but it's actually more reliable than land-based cables. While the process of laying the cables initially is quite challenging, once they're in place, they're safe and sound. On land, things like ice, rain, wind, mudslides, and even cars can disrupt cables above or below ground. Compared to the land world, the ocean floor is relatively peaceful. Hurricanes, tsunamis, and all manner of disasters have no effect on anything that deep. So why is this better than satellites? Well, in addition to the fact that cables are easier to maintain than satellites, even when they're at the bottom of the ocean, direct communications are just more consistent. Radio waves used by satellites actually do move faster than electricity over cables does, but cables are less susceptible to things like packet loss or data errors. When you're more certain about the consistency of your data, you're able to send it faster due to something called error detection and error correction. But that's a video for another time. As always, I hope I helped, and liking, commenting, and subscribing are always a big help.